The Gambling Talisman. Once upon a time, there was a Taoist priest who lived in the Tianqi temple in the county town. He possessed the art of illusion, and people regarded him as an immortal. My late father shared a close bond with the Taoist priest, visiting him every time they entered the city. One day, my father and my deceased uncle were on their way to pay a visit to the Taoist priest when they coincidentally met him. The Taoist priest handed them the keys and said, "Please go in and sit for a while. I'll be right back." Following his instructions, they entered the temple, unlocked the door, and to their astonishment, the Taoist priest was already seated inside. Such remarkable occurrences were abundant. In the past, I had a relative who had a strong penchant for gambling. Introduced by my father, he became acquainted with the Taoist priest. During that time, a monk arrived at the Da Fosi temple, specializing in gambling with substantial wagers. Hearing this, my relative was elated and went to gamble with all the money he had from home, only to lose everything entirely. Unwilling to accept defeat, he pawned his house and land, and in a single night, lost everything once again. Feeling distressed, he passed by the Tianqi temple and decided to visit the Taoist priest. Seeing his desolate demeanor and incoherent speech, the Taoist priest inquired about his troubles. My relative truthfully recounted the story of his financial losses. The Taoist priest smiled and said, "In frequent gambling, there's no way to avoid losses. If you can quit gambling, I have a way for you to win back all the money you've lost." My relative responded, "If I can win back the money I lost, I'll use an iron rod to shatter the dice." The Taoist priest drew a symbol on paper, instructed him to tie it around his waist, and cautioned, "As soon as you win back the money you lost, stop immediately, and do not give in to greed." He also gave him 1,000 coins as a stake, with an agreement to repay after winning. My relative went off excitedly. The monk looked at his money, deemed it insufficient, and disdainfully refused to gamble with him. My relative was determined to gamble, requesting just a single round. The monk chuckled and agreed. My relative went all in with the 1,000 coins, putting everything at stake. The monk rolled the dice, resulting in a draw. However, my relative won with a single throw. The monk then wagered 2,000 coins, only to lose. Gradually, the monk increased the stakes to over 10,000 coins. Originally destined to lose, my relative's rolls miraculously transformed from losses to wins with each throw. Swiftly, he had won back all the money he had previously lost. He pondered that winning a few more thousand would be even better. Consequently, he continued to gamble, but his luck declined significantly. My relative found it peculiar, and upon checking his waist, he realized that the paper symbol was no longer there. Startled, he immediately ceased and returned to the temple with the money he had reclaimed. After repaying the monk's initial 1,000 coins and deducting his final losses, it turned out to be precisely the same amount he had initially lost. My relative apologized to the Taoist priest, admitting the loss of the paper symbol. The Taoist priest smiled and said, "The symbol is with me. I repeatedly instructed you not to yield to greed, but you did not heed my words, which is why I took back the paper symbol. The hope of recovering lost money is as unattainable as grasping the moon in water. Only when one has lost all they can lose do they recognize their regret. By that point, they are seen by others as one who has fallen into the pit of vice. Ask, among gamblers, whose fate is best? Is it those who have squandered their wealth? Moreover, some gamblers, after losing all, even resort to a life of crime dependent on their wives' dowries for survival. Alas, descending into vice leads to the ruin of family fortunes. Can gambling truly provide a quick solution? As the saying goes, among those who have squandered their fortune, none do so faster than gamblers. Among those who have lost their virtue, none do so more profoundly than gamblers. Under no circumstances should you enter this realm. Otherwise, you will find yourself engulfed in the sea, not knowing its depths."
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.